Today you're going to learn 15 more ways how to make school go by faster, and they're all based on your comments. Welcome back to CapOhTV, the channel where we know school is a joke and you don't want to be the punchline. If this is your first time here on CapOhTV and you also think school is a joke, you can help spread the message by hitting that subscribe button. About a month ago, I made a video called How to Make School Go By Faster. Well, this is How to Make School Go By Faster Volume 2, and it is all based on your comments from that first video. We're going to take it from the oldest comment to the newest comment, and as of this recording, there are 15 perfect suggestions on how to make school go by faster. Our first tip on how to make school go by faster comes from Sean Davis. He says, go to sleep. In fact, his suggestion is seconded by Jose Masso and Arcticwolfgamerx. They all say, just go to sleep. This is a fine suggestion. Just put your head down on the desk, doze off for a little bit, and when you wake up, yeah, it might be time to go. This next one's from Junior G. He says he goes to the bathroom and he plays on his phone. That's a good time passer. Ask for a pass, go out to the bathroom, hang out on your phone, You know, you might get away with 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how absent-minded your teacher is. I don't know how you can get away with that, really, because that's almost half the class that you're missing. Oh, anyway, on to the next one. Now, this one's interesting. Two different people came up with this one. First, Luigi fan 5466 says, I count to 3,000. Shortly after that, CoolGamer720 says that he counts to 1,000 and then he realizes that 16 minutes have passed. I'm sure you've heard of counting sheep to go to sleep, but have you ever heard of counting numbers to make school go by faster? That didn't rhyme, I'm sorry. I have a fun idea. Let's steal a little bit from the game theorist and do some math. There are about 7 hours in a school day, that's 420 minutes. 420 minutes divided by 16 is 26.25. 26.25 times 1,000 is 26,250. So if you start counting as soon as the first class bell rings, then you will be out of school by the time you reach 26,250. Here's one from Hayley Christi, and it's a doozy, so I'm going to give you the gist of it. People watch. Watch the other people in your class. See what they're doing, see what they're wearing, and my addition to that is make up a little story about what you're seeing. Why is that person chewing on their pencil eraser? Why is that person drinking the hand sanitizer? Just watch out for that one kid who gets all weird whenever anyone looks at him. You know, you don't want to start any fights or anything. Trey Cook says, I fidget. He doesn't say what he fidgets with, and I'm hoping that it's just a pen or a pencil. Fidgeting is a natural thing that people do, especially when you're forced to be somewhere for hours at a time, sitting in a hard chair with a crappy little desk, listening to some person tell you what to do. I still fidget today. In fact, I'm fidgeting right now. That's why I'm moving my hands all crazy underneath of the frame here. If I was doing it in frame, my hands would be all over the place. Cameron Strange says, I missed math class staring into space. And that's actually a tip from my other video that I gave on what not to do. I said don't stare out into space because as soon as you snap out of it, you're going to look at the clock and realize only a couple of minutes have passed. I guess there are some professional staring off into spacers out there who can spend 84 minutes or 30 minutes at a time just blanked out. XxalexisXx space Csnz says, when I'm in class, my friends don't care about it, so we talk and interrupt the teacher, and that gets about 30 minutes to go by. Now, I'm not going to advocate you talking over the teacher and just being disrespectful and interrupting class, but if you're actually talking about what the class is supposed to be talking about, and that wastes the time and that makes the time go by, that's good. Someone might learn something. Fluttersquidgirl says, I take apart my pens and put them back together. XD. I used to use XD all the time, and I try to use it sometimes too. People don't really understand it much anymore these days. I guess they can't tilt their head sideways because of the emoji craze. Whoa. Where did I go just then? Taking apart pens and things like that, that's fidgeting. I do that too. I like to see what's inside those little pens, and there are some interesting pens out there to take apart. XxalexisXx has two suggestions. One, she says she wants to be a translator, so she talks in a different language, which annoys some people. And two, she draws in school. Two good suggestions right there. If you know another language, use that other language. It might be kind of fun. I mean, I don't really know how that's going to be a time passer. Maybe she was just saying that. But the other one, drawing in school, that's a fine one. That's also related to the pen taking apart and the fidgeting. I've done all of these things, in fact. I don't know why I didn't include them in the other video. I would draw so much in school that my teachers would get mad at me because I didn't just draw on blank paper. I would draw on a quiz or a test when I was finished. I would draw on my homework. I would draw on the worksheets in class. And they would always complain, I can't read your work. You got so much drawings everywhere. Even though it was all in the margins or on the top above where the name goes. Maybe it was because it was in pencil and they hated getting their fingers dirty when they picked up the paper. Keepup PC says, I daydream all the time. Then when my teacher asks me a question, I say something really random. Keepup PC, if you're watching this and you haven't responded to my response on your comment on that other video, answer me this. Have you ever accidentally given the right answer in this situation? For the rest of you, daydreaming is an option. You might not learn much, but if you're daydreaming about things that are important to you, then it might be worth it. I don't know. Rocket Pogo 12 has 2 parts and a question. He says, walk around the classroom or play on my phone. What hair gel do you use? Well, Rocket Pogo, first let's say, walking around the classroom, like the sleeping one earlier, could get you into trouble depending on the teacher. And playing on your phone, that's a popular one these days. Although, watch out for the cell phone bans. I'm sure I put a card somewhere to that video I did about why I hate no cell phones in school rules. And to answer your question, I use some cheap dollar store hair gel that, I don't know, I've been using it for maybe 2 years now. See how crunchy my hair is? It's not as crunchy because it's kind of short right now, but when it gets longer, it gets really crunchy because I put a little too much hair gel in it. Did I say I get it from the dollar store? I should have brought the bottle down with me. Pretend like there's a bottle. It's something like Extreme Sport Super Gel, no name brand, it's only $1, 16 ounces, good deal. TheNugget Bacon says, looking at the clock makes time go faster for me. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. I know for me, if I'm staring at the clock, it doesn't really seem to go any faster. If staring at the clock seems to work for you, then do it. You can even make a game out of it. Can you detect the movement in the minute hand? How about the hour hand? I'm sure the second hand is easy because that's ticking every second. But if you can identify the movements in the hands themselves, that's pretty cool. Dominator-g says, I would ask my science teacher random questions to waste 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that's all? You probably could have got 30, 35, 40 minutes out of that. Ask a follow-up question and then a follow-up question. That's how you do real science. Justin Kennedy says that he thinks things small. Like what is he going to look forward to in the next hour, not about what he's going to look forward to in the next day or so. Seems to work for him. And hey, here's a real principle that you can apply in real life. If you're ever doing something that's hard or difficult and you don't want to do, or if you're just going through something that sucks, think of it in small increments. Like if you've got to be at a place for 2 hours and you don't really want to be there, think of it as making it through 15 minutes. All right, goal met. Making it through the next 15 minutes. Boom, another goal met. Just break it down into manageable bits. That makes it a lot easier to deal with things, and not just time, any task in general. Break it down into sections and make little goal markers for yourself. Reach those goals, you'll feel better. What else can you add to this list that helps you make school go by faster? Leave a comment down below. And if you're not subscribed yet to CapOhTV and you want to help spread the message that school is a joke, hit that subscribe button now. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.